Yeah, because all the work you put in, if you go off and start eating at all these great restaurants, within a month you're right back where you started.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's so many great restaurants in
Yes,
LA.
there are.
They're great restaurants.
That's why this is home sweet home for me.
Right. I mean, we're like the queen of
Yeah.
of raw food restaurants. But I was in Ubud, Bali, and that's like there were like 4 raw food restaurants there.
It's shifted dramatically.
There's a whole consciousness in
Yes,
Ubud. I
a
love
lot of
Ubud.
expats there.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Look, I just came back from, and I shared this with you, from San Miguel de Allende. I could live there. It's a phenomenal place. And when you come back,
it'll be a girl trip. Absolutely,
it's fabulous. And there's a lot of great restaurants there, vegetarian, but a lot of the restaurants there, they don't, it's farm to table. So they don't use pesticides and chemicals like we do in this place.
Yes, and it takes a lot of work to initially get all of that out of your body and then stay on a program. That's what I really like people to get from this interview, the shift in how important it is. And if you just do one step at a time and not take it all on at once.
And my book, I've got 20 chapters. People don't have to read it cover to cover, although I have some crazy people that have the responses has been so
and I know some
incredible.
of those people from OHI.
I've read it.
Yes.
But, and they're carrying it at OHI, which is
Yes.
great. And they talk about it because everything that Optimum Health talks about, which is the Optimum Health Institute, is what my book is about.
Yes.
But let's just say you want to know about water, so you read the chapter on water. Because here's the problem, and at the end of each chapter, here's some solutions.
How much water do you recommend people drink a day?
Well, it's never really been proven how much water. And water needs an electrical charge because the cells need that, electrical charge. It's the electrolytes that go into the water that's really important. I should have brought this as a test. You can take water, and I have a light bulb with 2 electrodes on it, and put it in water. Nothing happens. Then I can put that in coconut water, and the light bulb will go on. It's got electrolytes in it, so coconut water is really good to have.
Isn't that fattening?
No,
or no. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of a tablespoon of coconut oil a day would be great. It's great for you. Use it as on your skin.
Yeah. Well, you look fabulous. What's the best advice you've ever received from anyone?
Best advice. I think my father. I'll never forget it. I had come out here. I was a beauty contest winner and modeled for Ole Cassini in New York, and came out, and 2 weeks later I was on a TV series, and I started getting into acting and studying acting and learning about me and the self.
And Strasberg method, or
no, I didn't do the
Strasberg
method. No, even though Susan was my really good friend, we didn't do it. I didn't do that method, but I was more into this, I guess, the Sandy Meisner type of approach. But then I wrote my father a letter. You seem really unhappy. My father was in politics. He was a commissioner of the state of Pennsylvania and owned insurance. You seem really unhappy, and da-da-da-da-da. You need to come out here and learn what life is all about. As a young kid, I was like 19 years old, and I got this letter back from him. And it said something like, he said, I'm happy that you're finding your way. Because I left home. You didn't do that back then. At 18 years old, I left home.
That was brave.
From Philadelphia.
For Hollywood first?
Well, I graduated high school. I won Miss Pennsylvania, and I had to go on tour. And then on tour, I met Ole Cassini. So Ole Cassini asked me if I would model for him in New York. So I left. And
Were your parents okay with that?
No, of course not. But they couldn't stop me. My father knew that I had a lot of common sense, so he trusted me. But my mother was like hysterical. And then when I met a girl who was doing all the Beach Blanket Bingo films. Actually, she teaches acting today in town. But and she goes, "You should go to California and become an actress." I went, "Okay." I packed up my stuff. I called called my parents. I said, I got good news and bad news. The good news is I'm leaving New York, and the bad news is I'm driving to California. And I drove by myself. I would not have the guts to do that today. And then 2 weeks later, here I was on Batman. I was.
How did you get it so fast?
I was sent to an agent, and I walked in. I mean, I had a certain look and style. And
a title.
And titles didn't mean anything, really. And he sent me to, he says, there's a perfect part for you. And he sent me to William Dozier, who was head of 20th Century Fox. He says, can you act? I went, yeah, I'm great. I acted a day of my life. Next thing I knew, I was on set. And it was horrible. It was a horrible experience because I didn't know anything about acting. But I studied 12 years. Out of that horrible experience,
yes,
I studied for 12 years so that I could never be put in that position again. Just like the cancer. That's why I said it was a gift. It was very painful going through it at the time. But it was such a great gift because it made me who I was. I knew I never wanted to be put in that position again. I mean, I didn't know enough, Lisa, to pick up a script.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I was pretty out there.
Okay.
So.
But that still took a lot of guts to say yes and show up on a set.
Well, I was a gutsy girl.
Yeah.
So the best, get back, so the letter that my father wrote me, and one of the things, and I'll never forget it, he says, happiness is in the mind. In order to obtain it, one needs to learn how to take life's blessings and blows. Like, I just got chills from my dad.
One has to learn how to take blessings and blows. And you've learned that.
I've learned that.
Everything's a blessing.
Everything. You know what? I've been doing this for so long. The first thing I do when I wake up every morning, 10 things I'm grateful for. And a lot of them are saying, thank you for my life, thank you for being healthy, thank you for my children. And that's a really blessing because I wasn't supposed to have children. Had lost a child before, and I had a corneal pregnancy, and they told me not to get pregnant, but who wants to listen to that? And I went and did my thing. So,
were you into all this healthy consciousness, mind, body, spirit, when you had your children?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was on a spiritual path when I was in my early 20s. I got, what started Krishnamurti, I guess.
Oh, love him.
You are the world, freedom from the known.
Yes.
And then it just spun from there. And last year, I got to spend 10 days with 12 people with Ram Dass.
I did that too in Hawaii.
Yes.
Yes. 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Me
2
too.
years ago. Yes.
Did you do the 12 people?
I sure did.
And then after that, there was like 3 months later, I went to the one with 100 and some people. But I got to, that?
I did that too.
On Hana?
Yes. No, Maui.
Yeah, Maui, but it was in Hana.
Yeah.
Ours was in Maui. Was in Hana in Maui.
Yeah, I just remember Maui. It was 3 years ago or whatever. Yes.
That's why I was there.
Yeah.
You couldn't have been one of the 10.
No, we probably did it a year apart or something like that.
Was that fantastic?
But I met his little inner circle. Yeah, it was amazing.
Was that incredible?
He's amazing.
Well, here's a great example of somebody who looks at you with no judgment, pure love.
Yes, and he's just smiling all the time. He can't move.
I've been stroked. And you sit there, you do the meditation in the morning, then you do the walks, and you do the exercises, then he comes in and he speaks, and you just sit there. It made me want to go to India and, study under a guru again. I go, oh, God,
Yeah.
Because that's where my heart is.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where my heart is.
Because I think that's what life's about, is just spiritual growth at this point.
Yeah, well,
all of this stuff that we have and the way our society is becoming, and like you're saying, all the GMOs, everything's toxic here.
Well, who said it? We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And when we get that, when we really get that.
Yeah, I learned that at USM.
You
spiritual psychology.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, when you really get that, it's not about everything everyone thinks it is. And I know so many successful people, as a life coach, and I work with a lot of celebrities or working actors, and there's so many talented people out there, and they're just so unhappy. Almost everyone I know who's extremely gifted is unhappy.
Yeah.
Or who is very rich is unhappy, and we're talking 100 million up rich.
It just helps you,
They're not happy.
unless you've done the work, it just helps you to live nicer in a better part of town.
Yeah.